Okay. Hello, welcome back. These are very quick fire with some of the quickest runners in Edinburgh.
Runners.
How fast can you do 100 meters?
Oh, do you actually know that? I used to do athletics when I was
Do you?
Yeah, I used to, but I can't remember.
Pleasant surprise.
I was getting trained up to be in the Commonwealth Games.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Actually?
Yeah,
I've done my
vice
research.
versa.
No,
My boyfriend
I make
always
sure I
laughs
do
at
my
me
research.
for always talking about the fact that I was
That's so funny.
an athlete.
What was your athletics
Long jump.
discipline?
But actually, genuinely, this was only until I was 15. That's why he laughs at me. But long jump and 100 meters, sometimes 200 meters. But I used to get so scared on competitions. That's why I stopped.
Wow.
Because the one time I was like getting ready to go. Sorry, this is not relevant to competition. I'm just telling you. I'm sorry about it because I'm not very natural on camera.
Try and listen back into Minor Figures over coffee something.
Okay, and then I started drinking loads of Minor Figures, and it was just so good that I couldn't run anymore.
Sorry, just going back to the athletics thing. Do you remember in school one of the things you could do was like throwing a cricket ball? Did you ever do that?
Shot put.
Yeah, but in my school you did a cricket ball, and I'm like, yeah, it's quite.
Still were doing it wrong.
It was quite embarrassing. You try and throw it so hard that you almost just on your elbow. Ridiculous. Bad elbows, man.
Heavy cricket.
Anyway, I'm here with Devin for Minor Figures. And if you run a cafe, if you work in coffee, you probably already know Devin. If you don't, what is your role in Minor Figures?
So, my title is Key Account Manager, but that's very broad because I run events like this, help Ryan and our marketing team organize events like this, and I also pop into our partners. There's a coffee shop, even convenience shops and stuff. I'll go in there, but then I also deal with our amazing guys in wholesale that deliver Minor Figures for us as well.
So broad,
it's very broad. Key account manager is my title, but I'm glad that I'm not limited to just doing key account managing stuff.
How much of that is you're expected to do these things, and how much is you just gravitate towards doing all those things because you enjoy it? I love my job.
No, yeah, I think I just started doing it when I started with Minor Figures, and then because I started doing it, then I just kind of naturally took on all the other little bits and bobs.
Nice. Got quite a valid question here.
Yeah.
How hard is it to park Minor Figures long-based van? I don't know what it is big. During the fringe.
During the fringe. Not that bad area as good a driver as me.
There we go.
Nah, it's not. You know what? The van is genuinely, I was really nervous.
It's got sensors.
Are we allowed to swear? Not really.
Don't no sensors.
What? No, I said are we allowed to swear because I was about to.
Yes,
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Well, censor
I was
out.
shitting myself before I got the van because I'd never driven a van in my life.
Yeah.
And got in it. Alan, the DJ, was handed it over to me, and I was really nervous to drive it. And literally a few days in, I was driving it better than I could drive my regular car.
They're actually quite fun to drive.
It's genuinely just like a big go-kart. It's manual, and also because the mirrors are so big on the side, that you see exactly where you're parking.
Yeah.
As long as
everyone lets you don't get parking tickets. Buy a van. I mean, mine pales in comparison to the size of yours, but mine's like a little dorky van. But
your van's good, isn't it? You just need it Cairngorm branded up.
So that's so condescending. Someone who drives
yours is really cute.
One day I'll be as good as you. So a quick couple of questions just around cafes.
Yes.
You've been into a lot of cafes in Scotland and across the UK, I'd imagine.
Yeah, across the UK, yes. Oh, I thought you were asking me. You're saying that I have been.
I'm just saying, I assume you probably have been.
I have been, yeah.
Do you cover the majority of Scotland?
Yeah.
Do you have to go north and stuff?
Yeah, I'm going up to the Isle of Skye tomorrow.
Are you?
For a weekend.
They've actually got quite good coffee scene.
Unreal.
Burr?
Birch. Wait, did we not discuss this earlier?
Birch and Burr.
Burr.
Burr?
Yeah, I've heard of Burr.
They're one of our wholesale clients. You can take us some coffee from them. Let me just absolutely double check.
Where are Burr based?
Don't want to embarrass myself. They're based in. Trying to work out whereabouts in Skye. They are based in Skye, that's for sure.
They're based in Skye as well.
Yeah, they open up maybe.
I don't want to.
Nah, maybe last year. I don't want to get this wrong.
I feel like I should know this.
Kilmallogue, that is quite far north, actually.
Nice.
Real far north.
I'll pay them a wee visit tomorrow. Oh, wait. North of Scotland or north on Night Skye?
On Skye.
Nice.
Further north to Portree.
Yes.
And further north in Dunvegan. Like right at the tip.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know if you'd go that far. If you know it, you should.
Where's Portree on there?
Here.
Yeah, may as well. It's not that long to drive around.
I don't know if they use Minor Figures, but if they don't, they should.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't... Yeah, to answer your question, I haven't been up that far yet. I do a lot of just sussing out who is where on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah. But I'm going up to Birch tomorrow.
That's cool.
Yeah, have I said this to you already, or is it just to...
Lean to as well, another good one.
We're doing tomorrow free days.
Oh, I saw them advertising.
Yeah,
free days.
After shop in Portree, but then we're going up to the Old Manor Star and giving away free filter coffees with Minor Figures in it to show how Minor Figures, even in like a delicate drink like a filter coffee, will still, with Minor Figures in it, it will still allow like all the flavor profiles to come through. So we're doing that to all the hikers. And Neil from Birch called me this morning. He spoke to the landowner at the Old Store. Alan, me, my friend from Nordic Outdoors who are helping as well. He's not bringing the decks, cold no. But we are hiking up with all the coffee equipment to like the foot of the store, which is going to be a bit of a hike. And apparently, the landowners were saying that there might be 50 to 100 people there from 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh my God, so good.
So we're camping there tomorrow night.
How are you making the coffee? With gel like burners?
Yeah.
Or are you taking hot water?
Yeah, we've got burners, but I forgot to order the gas canisters, which I genuinely have just remembered that. So please remember, once we've stopped doing this, to remind me to order the gas canisters.
Yeah, or bits of flint.
Huh?
Or bits of flint.
That's what it's going to have to
some
be.
Straw.
But yeah, we've got Snow Peak. You know, Snow Peak, like all like the cool camping, like outdoorsy equipment.
I run a Highlandsy brand. I'm in camping for over a decade, and that was probably teeing the park. So not really camping, but I will remind you of that.
But they've got like really cool, I don't know what they call them, just coffee drips, but I don't like, it's like something like a V60.
Okay.
And we've got like a big cool like den where basically
they're like the paper ones you put on. No, they got caught. Nah.
I'll show you a picture.
I'm gonna stop pretending to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah,
cool. That's really cool. So you didn't talk about that when you were talking about your job description. That's you hike up mountains.
About like going up to like I cover all of Scotland, so just going up to like support even like universities and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've only been with Minor Figures for like a year and 3 months.
Yeah, well.
So there's only so much you can squeeze into that time, Robbie.
Yeah, that's nuts. Well, so I guess an obvious question then is, like, how do you think the coffee has evolved in, like, the kind of lesser trodden parts of Scotland?
And the lesser what?
The lesser trodden parts of Scotland. Like, does it seem like now when you go somewhere, like, I don't know, a Fort William, or would you expect there to be good coffee everywhere?
You'd expect there to be an option for good. You'd expect there to be a specialty option. But to be fair, like I've only been working for Minor Figures for like a year,
3 months.
3 months. And before that, I was like into coffee, but I never really I didn't work in coffee, so I had no idea if I was like enjoying a coffee, what it was that I was enjoying. I was just, I was like, oh, that's good coffee.
Yeah.
So I would never look out for it in the way that I would now.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Can I say an observation on that?
Yeah.
That probably get slammed saying this, but I think people who don't haven't worked in coffee or like aren't highly obsessed with coffee can make the biggest impact on coffee, because I think they're coming to the industry with a different mindset or a different approach. Yeah. And I kind of feel like the people who have been involved for 10 years are in this rabbit hole, and they're starting to emerge from it and realize that people don't necessarily care about coffee in the way we all thought they did 5 years ago. There's a large part of the industry and the audience in that industry that do, but I think there's a huge amount of people who drink coffee care about it in a completely different way to the one we thought they did. Yeah. And I kind of feel like if you are coming to us without experience to work with us personally, or if you're coming into the industry in general, I think you can have more of an impact by thinking about it just without that preconceived.
As like more of a customer.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like Cairngorm's or Minor Figures like target audience, I would say.
Yeah.
Before I started working for them, and I now have more of an understanding of the industry and coffee and appreciation of like what you're serving. So
but you're not disconnected as a customer point.
Yeah, because I'm only still a year and 3 months in. You've got time to make me more coffee.
Don't do it.
But yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. It makes sense. I think that's probably what's. I guess I would probably judge a place more on the aesthetics initially, because I feel like, you know, if you're walking into a place like this, you know that you're going to get a good coffee, and that was kind of where my brain went before, rather than like doing research on what sort of coffee they're serving, which is probably more where I'm at now. So to answer your question about where I was going, sorry, I was told to talk loud as well. Of like what you'd expect going to like the more remote places in Scotland. I still actually haven't been to that many remote places. I've said that I'm going to do it so much, but like saying like Aberdeen or Dundee's, probably Aberdeen's the furthest I've gone really. But yeah, before I would have expected, maybe I would have been excited or maybe a little bit surprised by a place which looked like it served good coffee. But now I would have more of an expectation to turn up and see a place like that.
Nice. That's like there's an age-old. People saw it as a dilemma like 3 years ago, where all the kind of bog standard cafes were starting to, like, their interiors are starting to look more and more specialty.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, this is an insult. Like, you know, you shouldn't be allowed to have exposed light bulbs if you don't serve specialty coffee.
Yeah.
But I think people caught on to the fact, like, the interiors make such an impact on people's perception of quality.
Yeah.
That,
but then I think that the more people which start to change their interiors, then the trend switches so fast.
Yeah.
So, like, these guys are doing something completely different to what, like, you know, it moves within like a few like 5-year blocks, doesn't it? And so like those places which are catching on, like you can kind of tell maybe now that their place, although to be fair, a lot of them have started to change their interiors, but also change their coffee as well, which is nice. That's good. That's the way it should be going.
Expensive to change your interiors.
No.
No, well, I'll ask you a final question, because I know you'll be raving to get in the barracks. One you'll be quite familiar, not a question you'll be familiar with, but maybe an answer you'll be well equipped to answer. It's surviving the fridge. Any tips and tricks for all those people in hospitality right now?
Yeah.
Tough going out there. Any tips for going out late at night and how you get up in the morning and go to work?
God, I get the worst hangovers ever. Just eat as much at the end of your night, eat as much as you possibly can.
Like, what are we in? Like, what are we going to have?
There's a really, really good place. So if you're up at Bristol Square, there's a place which I go to every year in the fringe. It seems to be in the same space every time, despite it just being like a pop-up. Poutine.
Okay.
But it's like a massive thing of poutine, and it's unbelievable. But obviously, your classic fish and chips with absolutely loads of chippy sauce.
Yeah, that's what I've never been one for having fish and chips like at the end of a night. I don't know, it feels too healthy.
Yeah.
Fish.
Healthy?
Like omega-3.
Fish.
I know chips.
Probably, probably wouldn't go for fish now, but chips. Just chips lathered in chippy sauce.
For me, pepperoni pizza with blue cheese, bar naps.
But also, just getting up and getting amongst it again, because the energy that's in town is unreal, and it literally just like lifts your spirits when you're feeling the hangy blues.
Yeah. I think another good tip for me, which if any of my staff are listening, you got days off. Go out the night before your day off. But max
boring.
Have fun. Cool. Thanks so much.
You're so welcome.
Thanks for having us.
You're
Thank you to
welcome.
Minor Figures in general. Great opportunity, and Mayvn and Common for this is a really cool event, and it's nice to have a very, very small part to play in it. But it's
Yeah, it's cool. It's such a fun wee corner we've got. It's beautiful. You've jazzed it right up.
You've not done anything.
Well, you brought this. You've jazzed it up with your energy.
No, it is a cool place, isn't it? Pretty epic.
But yeah, we'll be going down the stairs to the garage,
Nice.
which had cars in it.
Anything like the Glasgow garage?
Huh?
Anything like the Glasgow garage?
The Glasgow garage?
Oh, what? How old are you? You've been to the garage in Glasgow?
I've not been to that many nights out in Glasgow, honestly.
What? It's got a massive truck outside.
No, where is
it? Sauchiehall Street.
Oh, nah, I've never been out in Sauchiehall Street. Never. I actually have honestly barely ever been out in Glasgow. The only time I've been out in Glasgow was when I was underage.
By this. I feel offended.
Yes, well, sorry.
Right, yeah, no thanks.
But it is a cool garage, and it had cars in there. It was a legitimate garage. It had like 5 cars in there earlier on.
Well, we can bring our podcast stuff down.
You probably could to here. It's just going to be louder.
We've kept it light. Is the DJ finished?
He's moving downstairs.
Downstairs. Well, thanks so much.
You're so welcome.
And
Thank
enjoy
you for having me. I'm not that natural on camera.
Very good. Very strong. Do you hear any